Good evening. The Midlands is to get a major boost to its NHS funding. The government plans to invest £760 million in the NHS. Almost half of it is coming to the region. The lion's share, £312 million, has been earmarked for a major overhaul of Shropshire's two main hospitals, the Royal Shrewsbury and Princess Royal in Telford. Health bosses say it'll help them tackle overstretched A&E departments, provide more beds and new wards. Elsewhere, another £39.5 million has been allocated for Gloucestershire and £12.3 million for projects in the Black Country. Bob Hockenhull reports from Shropshire.
Bed and staff shortages have meant a tough few months for Shropshire hospitals. Now managers have £300 million from the government to improve services.
So there have been some horrendous problems with patients waiting in corridors this winter.
Yeah.
How much will this money alleviate that?
Oh, it'll make a huge difference. We're talking about a 50% larger emergency department. So if we'd have had that this year, there wouldn't have been a single patient on a corridor.
Sounds like excellent news for patients, but what about the staff? Recruitment has been a real problem here at the Princess Royal in Telford and at the Royal Shrewsbury.
The uncertainty about the future has made it much harder for staff to commit to be part of our organisation for the next 20-25 years, which is what we want to see. So today makes that easier for us to attract new people.
The investment means one of the hospitals will be an emergency centre. The other will be primarily for pre-planned operations. Both will have urgent care departments.
The issue here is about the two hospitals are getting old. That means that they're not in the best condition now to deliver high quality healthcare services. This injection of capital will enable us to do that.
At Prime Minister's question time, the Telford MP described the announcement as the most exciting news.
That is because today this government has made an announcement which will improve the lives of every single one of my constituents in Telford.
This is another example of the way that all we ever hear from the Labour Party is about the NHS being done down in funding terms. What we see on the ground is more money going to the NHS, improving services and serving constituents.
But fears about loss of A&E services in Shropshire have brought people out onto the streets in recent years, and some campaigners say today's announcement is not the good news story it purports to be.
The reconfiguration is all about redesigning the local NHS so that it spends less money. They're going to take out 200 nurses' jobs. They're taking out medical beds. They're claiming there's an increase in beds. Actually, there's not. The medical beds will go down. So it's a cuts package.
A public consultation on how the money will be spent is expected to start in May. If all goes to plan, building work on the new facilities will begin next spring.
Well, Bob joins us now from Telford. Bob, the government appears to have given the go-ahead to Shropshire's future fit plans. What happens next?
Well, the public consultation is the next stage, and it's expected to last 3 months throughout the summer. As I said in my report, one of these hospitals is going to be primarily for an emergency centre, the other for pre-planned operations. The preferred option is that Shrewsbury will have the emergency centre, but managers have stressed today that that is only a preferred option, and the public consultation, if everybody comes back in favour of having it at Telford instead, then that may well happen. Once the consultation is over, building work is expected to start early next year. And as it continues, they'll be moving patients in. They're not going to wait till it's finished because they really don't want a repeat of the problems that they had this last winter.
OK, Bob Hockenhull, thank you. The merger